Forsen insane. Florida man kommer igen. No updates about this guy since.
What happened in Florida?
On Thanksgiving.
Oh. I guess we're about to find out what happened in Florida. Stays in Florida.
Day 2009. Paul Michael Marriage was enjoying the holiday with his family at his cousin's house in Jupiter, Florida. After eating dinner, they gathered around the piano to sing Christmas and church songs. But the joyous family event soon turned into a nightmare after 35-year-old Paul Marriage left the house and returned with a gun. Paul shot and killed his 33-year-old twin sisters, Carla Marriage and Lisa Knight. Lisa was pregnant at the time.
Thank you for 10 gifted
Marriage
subs,
also
dude.
shot his brother-in-law, Patrick Knight, who had to be placed in a medically induced coma for 3 months. He then shot and killed his 76-year-old months. Marriage also shot his brother-in-law, Patrick Knight, who had to be placed in a medically induced coma for 3 months. He then shot and killed his 76-year-old aunt, Raymonda Joseph. After shooting Raymonda once in the shoulder, her husband, Paul's uncle, tried to stop the bleeding as he cowered on the floor next to her. Paul Marriage shot his aunt once more in the chest before turning the gun on his uncle. However, the gun did not fire after Paul attempted to shoot him twice. During the massacre, Marriage could be heard saying, "I have been waiting 20 years to do this." He then entered the room of his cousin's 6-year-old daughter, Michaela Sitton. As Michaela slept in her bed, Paul Marriage shot her and then left the room before quickly returning to shoot her again. He shot her a total of 3 times, once in the back, hip, and head. He then
I don't understand. He tried to shoot the uncle, but the gun jammed or something. But then he still proceeded to... I don't get is it time skipping here or what?
In his blue 2007 Toyota Camry. A manhunt took place for Marriage, but he was not discovered until January 2nd, 2010, after a Florida Keys motel owner recognized him from an episode of America's Most Wanted.
Alright, take your time.
Marriage had shaved his head, switched the license plate on his car, and used a car cover to try and hide his vehicle. During the investigation, it was revealed that Paul Marriage had a long history of mental instability and made numerous threats to kill himself and his twin sisters.
I know and you know how it goes. The crypto right now is very volatile and always have been. The thing is that the fundamentals is still there and no dumps can take it out. I'm actually surprised that it happened now, not before. This is crazy.
What are the fundamentals that are foolproof? I don't get it. I really don't. No one has convinced me.
Sell all crypto guys. H.
No, I just don't understand. Whenever you buy a service, like everything that you can buy from within a country is already controlled by the government, and they decide if someone is allowed to charge in crypto because people have to declare taxes at all times. You would have, like, a government would have to willingly allow people to tax evade. So the only way I see cryptocurrency ever being even remotely relevant is literally a fucking revolution. Alright, and we don't really have those in the current year. Like overthrow the government kind of thing. I just don't understand how it can ever be implemented when it's just a con for the government. Like they would never allow it.
Sisters would eventually get a restraining order against him that would be dropped weeks later. Paul had also shot himself years before during a suicide attempt. On the day of the killings, Paul called his mother to ask for directions to his cousin's house. Afterward,
it's not for legal things. Yeah, exactly. It's not for legal things. So you're saying that you're only buying the coin in order to buy drugs or something. Well, 99% of the people investing in crypto right now, they think they're gonna be able to buy cars and houses and shit with it. Like, you have to... Sure, I can get behind buying illegal stuff with it. By all means, invest in crypto. For sure, for sure. But for people thinking that you're going to be able to buy houses and fucking shop in the local grocery store with bitcoins, that's not gonna happen.
Carol Marriage turned to her daughter Lisa and said, "I hope he doesn't come and kill us all tonight." "Mom, it came to my mind," her daughter replied.
You can cash out. So then you're still bound by the rules of normal paper money. Cashing out.
But don't say that to Dad, because Dad would get upset that we had such ideas. The Thanksgiving murders weren't the...
No inflation. How is it no inflation? If it's a currency that has a price to other currencies. A dollar price. How? Explain to me. If the dollar gets hit by inflation, it has a direct correlation to Bitcoin price because the Bitcoin price is in dollar.
The only violent tragedy in the Marriage family history. In 1973, Paul's aunt, Sawa Marriage Abrams, shot and killed her husband in their home before calling in her two sons one by one and shooting them dead as well. She then turned the gun on herself and ended her own life. During his trial, Paul Marriage used insanity as his defense, but the prosecutors claimed it was premeditated murder after Marriage purchased 4 guns and withdrew $12,000 in preparation for the killings. In October 2011, Marriage pled guilty after making a deal that would spare him the death penalty. He received 7 life sentences with no chance of parole instead. Patrick Knight agreed with sentencing Marriage to life without parole because he wanted to move on with his life and not deal with years of...
Bitcoin is like an alternative to gold. Alright. Gold can also get an inflated value. Right? You understand that? Yeah.
Appeals. 6-year-old Michaela's father, Jim Sitton, was pushing for the death sentence and had to be removed from the courtroom after falling to his knees and begging the judge to put Paul Marriage to death. The Sittons also filed a lawsuit against Marriage's parents, alleging they had invited him to the gathering without warning them that their son might be dangerous. The lawsuit was eventually dismissed in 2012 after it was determined that the Marriages had no legal right or ability to control the actions of their son. The Marriages filed a countersuit against the Sittons in 2011, alleging the Sittons were to blame for the bloodbath. Patrick Knight also sued his former in-laws for failing to prevent the killings.
That's psycho. Why did he say he waited 20 years to do that? Did he ever say that?